in this video I'm going to show you another variety of fake Shure SM7Bs. In the last video I showed you one that I had, and then I actually just recently got this one that has also turned out to be fake. And this one has made a few improvements, so I thought I'd show you some of the differences, because I think they've caught some of the things and have changed them, so it's a little harder to detect. So the first thing I showed you in the last one were the typos that you could see on the outside of the box, and on this one the typos have been corrected. So there was one right there. Let's see, there was one over here. There's one on the front. Those typos have all been corrected. And then there's this kind of weird thing on the end. There's some, I think that's Chinese writing here on the side. And then this logo down here. I haven't seen that on any real ones. So let's open it up and I'll show you some of the issues here. So in this one, when I open up, this is a little odd. I think this is the newer type of packaging that they use on the real ones that looks like this, but this is the older sleeve for the box, so I don't think these go together. The newer one has this sort of green logo and a redesign of this image on the cover, so I think these are mismatched here. I'll take that off there. So let me pull this out. It's got all the paperwork in here, looks pretty good. Again, I think that I looked through this on the last one and found that the paperwork is pretty good. There's not a lot of typos in there. So we'll take that. I'll just stick it back in there. And then we'll pull the mic itself out. And some of the things that I showed you in the last video was the cable being too long. That was one of the things they haven't corrected. So this cable is still too long. It's able to fit when you put the stand mount all the way in the back position here. You can still get this wire all the way around this, which in a real one you can't. This little rubber washer, gasket, or whatever you want to call that thing right there, it comes out really easily. And on the real ones, that doesn't come out. It doesn't come out really easily like that. So I noticed that. On this back plate here, I noticed these switches, or this little EQ adjusters, is really deep in there. You kind of turn, you can't even see it. It's set way further in than on a real one. This windscreen here is you see how it kind of puffs out? Let me get this out of it so you can see better. See, it kind of puffs out on the edges here. That's not how a real one acts. And it's also not quite the right material. They did correct the length of it. In the last video I showed you how the older version of the fake one, the windscreen was a little too long, and this is actually exactly the length of a real one. So there's that. And then this here, I showed you last time how this black rubber section underneath the capsule right here shows too much. This one is a little bit lower, but it still shows a lot above the edge of the mic here, which it shouldn't. The real one, this black part isn't really showing at all. Also, it's kind of crooked in there, I think. The other thing, let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, the rough edges here. These rough edges are a little bit smoother, but they're still sort of rough. And let's see if that was all I noticed about this one. There's another little washer right here that's basically, this mic's supposed to be brand new, and you can't even keep that in there very well. It just keeps popping out. That little washer just keeps popping out. So let me see. This one, they also had a bunch of overspray paint on the back of this little back faceplate that went on the other fake one I had. This one looks real clean. That's an improvement. And then you got your other windscreen in here. I don't know if you can tell anything about that, but you can see the fakes are getting better, so keep your eyes out.